I started realizing that I had an entrepreneurial spirit, but I didn't want to do the work, right?
Okay.
Because I was still young. I was still trying to figure things out. I was, just trying to figure life out.
Right.
I ended up moving and starting in the finance sector because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something completely different. I'm going to do finance. I worked for a company called Navy Federal, which was awesome.
Cool.
And I got the finance side. So that totally changed my mindset towards business because now I understood how money worked.
Got you. What did Navy Federal do?
So they're a credit union.
Okay.
And so I helped a lot on the collection side.
Okay.
That was, and then I went into bankruptcy.
Okay.
But listening to military families struggle, have hardships, deal with collections accounts, it really helped me understand, okay, there's a bigger picture. One, I don't ever want to go through this with my family, right?
Right.
Two, okay, money controls everything. This company was different though. They rewarded us for our efforts. They made sure that if they hit higher KPIs, we were paid out accordingly. And I was like, ooh, I like this.
Gotcha.
I can deal with this.
Right.
So it started opening up my mind to kind of different things, right? Being open-minded and doing something different. So when I left there, I went into a supplier role. I was sourcing and working for a company back in New Jersey called Haddon House.
Okay.
They actually got bought out by UNFI, so I worked for UNFI.
Gotcha.
But I did a lot of LTL freight moves, like just consolidations. I kind of learned the whole supply chain process there.
Right.
I always thought logistics and supply chain were synonymous.
Gotcha.
And they're not at all.
Gotcha.
Logistics is just a small portion of the supply chain process. So learning that whole process, I was like, wow, okay, I can do this. Like, I got this.
Right.
And it exposed me to some other parts of the business, right? So I was like, okay, maybe I don't want to go to shipping and receiving or warehousing. Maybe I want to try something different. So UNFI definitely opened my eyes to that.
Okay.
And then
real quick, why'd you make that jump? Because Navy Federal, you said you're doing like collections and stuff like that. Like, so now you're into like a logistics type of field, right? What made you make that transition?
Okay. Honestly.
Okay.
I've always had an interest in logistics.
Okay.
I don't know why, some people, and it's hard to explain, right?
Maybe it's the problem solving aspect of it?
I do think part of it is the problem solving. I also am a master negotiator. So I enjoy negotiating with people, whether it's I'm always negotiating, whether it's my customer or whether it's my carrier or whether it's my team, I'm always negotiating.
Okay.
And I think that is what drove me.
Okay.
The negotiation and the problem solving, it made me feel, I was like, ooh, okay, I solved a problem. And I liked that feeling. I felt that there was a need for it.
It's like a game to you.
It is a game.
I can see you light up when you start talking about it. You're like, I love negotiating. Like,
I really like winning.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
I see that.
I enjoy winning. And so I learned to kind of develop the skills that I already had so that I can win more.
Oh, okay.
Because the more you win, the better you feel, and then the better you go, and the next time you show up even better, and you win more. It's like a cycle.
No doubt.
So when I found something I was winning in, I was like, ooh, this is working for me.
Okay.
Let me go with that. And a lot of people that I talk to, whether it's on Clubhouse or consulting with them, they have that same drive, that need to win. And that's what helps people excel in the logistics business, or at least has been my experience.
What was the vibe like at, what did you say, UNFI?
UNFI.
What was it like working there?
I was the only Black person again. I don't think I've ever worked at a job where there was a lot of Black people. I was the only person that didn't have a college degree, because in logistics, they'll tell you, oh, you have to have your bachelor's. And I'm like, I don't have my bachelor's, but I'm a winner, and I'm going to accomplish whatever you need me to accomplish, and I'm going to do it better than everybody else.
Wow.
And they would hire me, and I would get in there. But again, there was always this underlying issue, like whether it was fear from my peers, right? Because I have such a strong personality and I show up fully. Right. So there was always this underlying, like, ooh, we don't know if she's coming for my job. This girl doesn't even have a college degree, Right. So there was that. And then also being the only minority woman in the building, like the only Black woman in the building.
Right.
Like besides the cleaning staff.
Right.
I'm like saying, hey, dapping up the cleaning staff, because those are the only Black people I see.
Right.
And
how'd you get over that hurdle, like mentally? Like, what'd you have to do? Did you have to continuously like like give yourself affirmations? Like what did you do?
So I left out a large part of the story.
Let's
when I
bring
was
it back
adopted,
in.
both of my parents are white. So I was adopted by white. Like we're considered I'm considered a transracial adoption.
Okay.
So my two white parents adopted 2 black kids. My brother is my actual brother.
Okay.
Yes. So
gotcha. Okay.
And he's incarcerated. So I don't talk to him. I talk to him on the phone, but I'm not actually with him. But our journeys have been so different.
Gotcha.
But a lot of times people, especially black kids or Asian kids or any minority that's raised by white people, you tend to take on the qualities and mindsets that white people have. So I had the best of both worlds because I came from like the projects. Like my first memory as a child was like stepping on glass at the park. Like that was my childhood.
Right.
And then being around a lot of very affluent and very wealthy white people that had a completely different mindset. So it really instilled something in me that I could flex. So I might show up like Stacey Dash at work, but I go home and I'm like Rich Homie Quan. that's the best way to put it. Rich Homie Quan.
Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan. And
shout out to Rich Homie Quan.
Yes, shout out. If you need a hype man, I'm your girl.
No doubt.
So, it helped me. So I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't have moments where I sat in my car like a G and cried because they tried me. And there was nothing there's only so much you can do as a black woman in corporate. If you even I put a little, I remember one time, and if she's watching, she knows who she is. Right. I put a little bass in my voice.
Right.
And she went to HR like, I feel attacked. And I was like, I didn't even come at you with full strength.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was just like, hold on.
I had just defending yourself more so.
I had to get her together a little bit because she tried to throw me under the bus. And that's when I realized, okay, one, I have to control my emotions at all times. And it's the hardest thing to do, especially when people are coming for you because of how you look. Not how well I'm doing at the job, not how I'm showing up every day, just simply for the way that I look. Right? So I had to learn how to master those emotions and almost kind of get stoic and show up. So now I'm unlearning that as an entrepreneur because now I'm the CEO of my company. So I can tell jokes. I can reference Rich Homie Quan and it not be an issue. I'm so used to being in corporate where you have to have this stoic as a black woman, or you're considered angry, or you're considered these things. So some of those skills have helped me in the logistics business. And that's how I got through every day. And I had friends that were like, it's okay, girl, you got this. Self-care, we're gonna take a trip.